Hello, it's me, and today I'll be talking about good mods and mods that I like, or more specifically, why I like mods that I like. But I probably sound fairly different because I have a newish microphone and headset. I say newish because it's new, well not really new, like a year old, but I've never used it before, so it's sort of new to me, and I guess new to anybody listening. Oh, that's go broken it, isn't it? And also I've got a new recording, what's it called, software app thing, because my old one's just been weirdly laggy. So I think it might have better quality this one, but I don't actually know, to be fair. Well, it should have, it has the option to have the same quality, but I've put the quality down a bit, so it isn't as laggy as that. It takes less time to upload videos and just less space and stuff. That doesn't really drive very well now, does it? So this is the BQ Celtia, and I think it's a right-hand drive, which actually makes sense a bit in this map, because this is an English map, and we're right-hand drive. I'm sure that's why the roads are quite small, British, because Britain's roads are quite small in places. Yeah, interesting. That's somewhat why I'm driving it, because in my crash videos I prefer having left-hand drive vehicles, since most maps are left-hand drive, but I can deal with, oh, 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 it's a bush, oh. But I try to sometimes I'll throw in a right-hand drive vehicle, but this one doesn't actually have any left-hand drive configs, or any additional mods for this mod that can make it left-hand drive, but it's still a good mod. Like, like, what should I tell you? Like, that's a lot of likes, but I'll show you. Like, if everything breaks, like, you can see, like, the lights at the front no longer work. Some of the stuff at the back is broken. Uh, you know what's quite fun to do? So you can see that the glass at the back's broken. I can break that. Actually, there's high beams on this. Like, I swear, like, the hopper doesn't have high beams. I guess it only has, like, one circular light. But I can break the lights, as that you saw before. Yeah, I can break them. And, like, they don't change when I turn the other ones on and off. And lights at the back and stuff break, as you saw. And it's an interior camera, and an interior, and like the gauges light up when you turn the lights on and stuff. So that all makes it good mod. But it's not perfect. Like, you can see that this hazard light, like you can't break that hazard light, but this has, like, this one next to it you can, but that one you can't, because it's not perfect. And another thing that I like is that there's different engines. Like, this one is a rotary, so you can probably hear. I'll just let you listen to that for a second. And it also has an electric engine. Yeah, well, electric motor, which are in the differential bit for some reason. And yeah, you can really hear the rotary when it gets to high revs. Ooh, it's quite a bit of damage. Oh, oh wait, just realised that I'm making this video a bit early because I already uploaded a video for this one, didn't I? Oh well, it's a shame. So, oh, yeah, I'm not the best at driving it, but it's still a good mod. And this map is Barkstead, which does have a few issues, like where this vehicle, I'm not gonna gas it round the corner because it will lose control. Like these signs, this is a problem with sort of BeamNG in general with like consistency. Like you can drive through these signs, but not fully. But in default, mostly in default maps, you can't drive. You can drive through signs completely, and they won't do anything. But sometimes they don't. Like, especially in Italy, like the stuff on the side of the streets, like including signs, just doesn't work. Like sometimes you can drive through it, sometimes you can't. So especially in Italy, you just never want to drive through anything on the side of the street because you're like, will it work? Will it not work? Who knows? And there's another minor problem with this map. Like, there we go. The bushes and stuff deflate the tires, but to be fair, I have this problem with quite a few maps. Not really with default maps, but I can't really. But they just deflate tires. Like specifically, these bushes deflate it, but also if you like go into the like leafy bits of trees, can do it as well. And that actually happened at the start of the video on like that broken log that was across the road. So yeah, the tires deflate, and also if you are in a bush when the tires, that will deflate the tires while when you reset the vehicle, the tires will deflate on the reset. Okay, not this time, not all the time, but sometimes, like that rear right tire that's in the bush would be deflated. And there is like this map. It is technically a right-hand drive map, so that somewhat limits it, but not really. And in a second, I'll show you some other stuff. But in the meantime, I'll talk about this new UI app I have. Like I've seen it in Pale Racer's videos. Like he uses the PS per kilogram stuff to like show like the make sure vehicle performance is about the same. And I won't have that UI app next time I do one of these videos, but I've just been messing around with it because it's fun. And it does have a few flaws, like when you first spawn up the vehicle, I think for this one it said like 0.175 or 0.178. But when you first go into vehicle config, it would change usually down. In this case, 0.173. I think it might change some of the other stats also, but maybe not. In fact, I have it right next to it in my beam node information. I have more weight information, but that weight information is actually the weight of the vehicle. So if I lost like a mirror or a door, it would go down, and it actually goes down constantly as I use fuel, which you can probably notice if you just look a bit. Whereas this one doesn't go down. And also, if you go on a prop with that UI app, yeah, it just sort of uses like the PS and HP of the previous vehicle. PS is basically horsepower, I think. Which, yeah, but it usually gets the right mass, which is just weird. So yeah, this Embark said there's this weird purple bit, and I guess this isn't particularly realistic. And the ice and sand aren't that realistic, but I mean, Britain's cold, but there is no ice around it, so that's a bit weird. And I guess this is weird, muddy, different types of rocks off-road bit, because there's nothing really off-roady around it. But, you know, it's just some off-roady stuff, it's not that bad. Put my slow-mo on too early. So I'll crash into a field and upside down, of course. There we go. So that UI app, I've just had it on for a while to be looking at it because it's interesting, and I've noticed that like the slowest you'll get is about 0.5 for like a pigeon or a bus, and 1 is about normal, like about, of course I'm saying one turn, you know, like a punch in a tire. Yeah. So 1 is about normal, 1.5 is sporty, and then 2 is like very sporty, or a race car, like a race car version of this, or a K series, or something. Where do I want to go? I'll go this, yeah. I'll show you another thing, like, I've nearly done, so I'll say if you want to like and subscribe and stuff, you can. And in this license plate design, I don't actually have one on currently. Like, this Vice City one comes with a map. And no, I've not used it in a video before. And then, of course, there's the ones like Cliff Roads, a very frequently used map. There's also some others like this Shudaz one is from one of the new Gambler vehicles. Actually, yeah, it says Gambler plate, doesn't it? And then the Universal Dummy mod, which you probably know about if you watch any of my other videos, really. And then Jado and Ramplow mod, also from Agent Y. And that's like a quad Ramplow, so there's one on all the sides of your vehicle. I don't think it actually works for this vehicle because it's not a universal one, but it's still in license plate design. So yeah, you can imagine a quad Ramplow. And then the driver assistance one, which is like if you've got like any spawned vehicle, like a prop, like a crate, or a vehicle, and you're going towards it and not accelerating, it'll like automatically put the brakes on for you. That's not making it really, is it? Which is just something nice, I guess. Like in a modern vehicle. I don't really use it, but it's nice to have. Because sometimes there's just some mods that you don't use, but nice to have. Like, I have quite a few mods that make stuff a convertible, but they're not, but they're like weird mods because I make it an off-road convertible, so I don't use them very much, but they're still nice mods to have because sometimes you just use them. Or I guess when I do the randomized stuff, you can sometimes get them. I'll try this again. So, actually, oh yeah, just yeah, full speed. Oh no, that's not working, is it? Yeah. Oh, that's quite a bit of damage. Well, for the rear at least. The front's fine. Like, even some of the glass didn't break, it's so fine. Yeah, the back really isn't good. Yeah, I'm not saying too much about what makes a vehicle, like, not the best for me, because that totally won't be another video. So, I'll just show, like, I make videos where I just show you all of my mods list occasionally, so if you want to see what mods I have, just look at one of them. I don't update them all the time, but occasionally I do. So, what are these vehicles? So, these Poland ones, the FSO, the toy car one, or from the same person. This Brutto Grande is actually the one that's the first Brutto Grande. There's a new one, but I actually prefer this one. Even though it's technically outdated, it still works because it's basically a four-door hopper, one of them. Also an SUV and pickup four-door hopper, and then all the other Brutto Grande stuff in the other ones. There's this city bus one which I wasn't expecting to keep, but I did anyway. because it makes the buses actually not really slow. And I guess there's also a stretcher in one of the ambulance buses, which is nice. And then these two, the Pessima and the Miramar, I don't think I've actually tested. I think they're both broken, because I swear I've tested them in the past and they're broken. Multifino, I've definitely seen it before, so I don't know why I didn't have it installed, but the debut mat is, I installed it, but it was still in a fairly early stage, so I deleted it, and this is just an updated version. And then I think it's like a Legrand wagon, but I think it's before the Legrand had a wagon, but it actually looks fairly similar. And what other stuff I'm on? So this map doesn't really have any no textures, which is nice. I mean that looks like a no texture, but it isn't. But I'll go more into no textures in my bad mods video. I think I was looking at this earlier when we went past. I think this is supposed to be here because of where that bit is. Or maybe that's like to demonstrate how that if that's broken, you need to do this, which is a good way to fix stuff, like clearing the cache. And totally not a hint to my next video, I'll be clearing out some storage space because these maps. So I think some maps seem to be like compressed in some way, but I don't think this map is. It's a fairly large map. It's not way too large because, well, if you look at it, it's not massive. It's not too big or anything. I think it does probably have some custom assets. I'd say it does have quite a few that are just vanilla with the game. I think so. And so yeah, it's a somewhat decent file size, but I'll talk to you more about that in the next video. So that's probably about it from me. Yeah, I'll crash in a second, but first I don't want to. I'm surprised I haven't lost control in this bit of road too badly. Oh, well, I guess I'm going this way now. I was actually gonna go on that other road there, but I guess I'm not. So that's about it from me. Uh, yeah, I'll crash this vehicle, and goodbye. Listen to the rotary sounds again. Still drives a little bit. And just turn enough that you can hit a log. Yes. Okay, probably about it from me. Goodbye.